get this, the Christian fascists in Congress are planning to increase their attempts to repeal Biden's vaccine and testing mandates. You understand? What they're trying to do, the Christian fascists, is destroy policies that the Biden administration and top public health officials have determined are critical to combating the coronavirus. So these filthy fuckers, the Christian fascists, and there will be some Democrats, are going, well, maybe not be Democrats. I take that back. It'll be the Christian fascists and the people in Congress in the House who still consider themselves to be Republican, and you're not, you dumb fucks. You're now Christian fascists. But they want to end the policies put in place by executive order by Biden to stop the pandemic. Now, the Washington Post puts it this way: the emerging campaign to stop these policies that have been seen as critical to combating the coronavirus, the campaign mirrors the political and legal battle that Christian fascist officials launched earlier in the pandemic. That's when they attacked the closures of businesses, when they attacked mask mandates, when they attacked every single government-led measure to slow the contagion. And as a result, where are we now? 800,000 Americans are dead. How many children have been made parentless? It's just, these Christian fascists, do you understand? They are about death, destruction, chaos. Death, destruction, chaos. And out of that, they feel that they're going to emerge as having total control over the United States, politically, militarily, socially. These Christian fascists say that the vaccine requirements are unconstitutional and that the requirements to get a vaccine put Americans' jobs at risk. Let me tell you what is really at work here. These Christian fascists read the statistics just like you and I do. And they're fully aware that the segments of the population suffering the most death are the non-white populations. The Christian fascists are fully aware that the segments of the U.S. population suffering the most sickness and death are the non-white segments. Consequently, any effort to stem the spread of this horror will get in the way of their desire, their insistence that the non-white races be fucking eliminated. They try to do it politically with the gerrymandering. They try to do it by challenging the results of elections. And they do it, in this instance, by removing the very essential public health efforts to save people's lives regardless of their race. But these rotten fuckers understand. They can read just like you and I can. They know what populations are more prone to be reduced by this virus. So they are going to stand in the way. These white male Christian fascists and some females are going to stand in the way of any effort to control this pandemic until they see a reduction in those populations enough that will satisfy these bloodthirsty fucking vampires. Now, this is how the Post puts it, the newest salvo against Biden's vaccine and testing mandates was due to arrive today in Congress, less than a week after a group of Republicans in the Senate, Christian fascists in the Senate, nearly shuttered Washington in protest of Biden's policies. And this effort to diminish the non-white population in this country is being led by Senator Mike Brown, B-R-A-U-N, a Republican, a Christian fascist from Indiana. And the effort specifically targets the Biden administration's rules that order private businesses to require vaccination or put in place comprehensive testing for their workers. Oh, no. I mean, how do you tell a business? The president says, look, we're going to put in place, I'm going to mandate that if you have a business of over 50 or employers or whatever it was, employees, you have to test them. We're trying to get this pandemic under control. And the Christian fascists see that and they say, oh, no. Oh, no. We're going to work our asses off against that. It'll cost the lives of some white people, but it'll be white people that don't really fucking matter all that much anyway. Poor whites. They're probably not Christian anyway. Maybe they're Jews. Maybe they're Presbyterians or Methodists or something. We don't give a fuck about them. What we're really targeting are people of color. Now, this Senator Mike Brown, Republican of Indiana, Christian fascist of Indiana, his legislative push depends on a congressional process to review and potentially revoke federal agency regulations, which is where these mandates come from. They come from, I don't know, CDC or National Institute of Health, whatever. But the effort by this Mike Brown is likely to get more than the 51 votes necessary to prevail, since the Christian fascists recently gained the support of some so-called Democrats, including that fucking rat Joe Manchin of West Virginia. That son of a bitch. I wonder if the white people in West Virginia understand that they are going to die and get sick and be hospitalized to a far greater degree than necessary because of their Senator Manchin. Or are the people of West Virginia too fucking ignorant to understand this? Now, the repeal of Biden's order would probably, the Washington Post reports, face an uphill battle in the House. And it would see a certain veto, of course, if it ever reaches Biden's desk, as long as Biden is president. But some of these Christian fascists have signaled that they plan to intensify their efforts in the days ahead anyway. And then there's another group of these Republican so-called lawmakers led by Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas. And this fucker is preparing a second measure that aims to destroy Biden's vaccine mandate for medical professionals. I mean, how do you get this? Jesus fucking Christ, do you get this? What they're doing, what these Christian fascists are doing. They don't even want to mandate for vaccines or masks or anything for so-called frontline workers, doctors, nurses, medical personnel. This is what Christian fascism is. This is what it is. And this is what is absolutely eating out the foundation of this republic. And this bastard Marshall, this Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas, he said, quote, "We have to be able to communicate, to walk and chew gum, and explain to people both pieces of the puzzle," end quote. What the fuck does that mean? No, you don't know either, do you? Now, even with all this, these Christian fascist lawmakers insist they are not, oh, heaven forbid, taking an anti-vaccine stance in mounting this campaign to destroy these mandates. Oh, no. In spite of the fact that they're trying to destroy a federal policy that has helped increase the rate of immunizations in recent months, especially in recent days, as this Omicron variant is just sweeping across the country. All of a sudden, 2-3 million people last weekend decided to get vaccinated or boosted. Great. But the Christian fascists don't want that. Oh, no, 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 no. This dumb fuck from Kansas is Senator Roger Marshall. He says, to me, this has always been about protecting jobs in Kansas, about preventing an economic shutdown. I'm convinced I'm doing the right thing. He's convinced he's doing the right thing by saying that there is no authority in the president to order companies to either vaccinate or periodically, regularly test their employees. What this son of a bitch is saying is that he wants the workplace to be yet another incubator, just like these crazy fuckers that show up at school board meetings. They want another incubator for the coronavirus. They want it in the schools. They want incubator to be in these sick, fucked up places of so-called worship. They want it in business. They want it in the military. And you wonder why I go berserk about this. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.